Hi everyone, it's Pat Winter, and as promised I am making a quick little tutorial video on using the VersaTool to transfer images to papers and fabrics. This is a VersaTool and it's from Walnut Hollow. You can get it, I'm sure, on Amazon, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and possibly Joann's. But anyway, if you look online, you'll find it. They are not expensive. They come like this with different attachments. It's basically like a wood burning tool, but it's, I don't know, it's just called the VersaTool. The tip, I'm not going to touch it because I just plugged it in, but the tip, this gets hot. You want to use it away from children and animals, of course, for safety, because it does get hot, and you want to use a heat-proof foundation. I just use one of these foldable Omnigrids, and I'm going to cover this because that's my phone number. Anyway, so all you need is this. It just has the disc tip. That is the VersaTool transfer tip, and you just plug it in. It's a regular outlet, and it comes with a little holder, and you just need that, and you'll need to print out, like in Photoshop you can or any program, you can put different images that you want to transfer and words on a page and print it out and take it to a photocopy shop. Everyone does it now, like Staples and Office Max, but I've taken mine to the UPS store. That's where I have mine made, and they use a laser printer because the laser printer will transfer the ink using the heat from the VersaTool. The other ones will not do anything because it's not the same type of ink, toner-based ink. So you'll need however many sheets that you want, but you want to have them transferred reverse image, especially for words and phrases. So reverse image on the sheet, color sheet, black and white, whatever you want, and VersaTool and a surface, heat-proof surface. And then you can use fabric. Like I have always done mine for crazy quilting. I would always use the bridal fabric. It's a nice heavy fabric, and you do work kind of fast with it so it doesn't burn. Now if you are starting out and you do use a satin and it does burn, don't worry about it, because you've got to get used to the tool. It's really not that difficult, but some people that I've taught have had little issues. So anyway, but you can print on cotton, satin. You just have to test it. Silk, mostly the natural fibers, they don't tend to burn like the synthetics. And so here, sometimes you can use a hard surface if you're not getting a crisp image as much as you would like, which I've never had an issue with one of these, but with just an ironing board cover I have, because they're just too soft, and you need a harder surface to transfer, which makes sense. So I just sometimes use a mat board, especially if I'm traveling and showing people how to do it. So we'll just do that and I'll show you. So today I'm just going to take a little label, and here's a word that I had printed in reverse image, inspire, because mine may come out crooked because I'm not really taking my time. I'm just trying to do this because my husband hasn't eaten yet. So I just wanted to slip this in real quick. Anyway, you just kind of cool your tool a little bit on the edge. You can see a little bit of smoke coming up. It's not a big deal. And then you just press hard and you just go in little circles. Circle, circle, circle. Count to about 8 or 10, and then you can check it. I'm not going to check it. I'm just going to take it off. And there you have a little Inspire page tab. Okay, and that's on paper. That's on cardstock. And here is a piece of fabric. Let's do, oh, another thing, when you're cutting out your images to use, because you want to cut each one out separately. Sometimes you'll have a number or a line. You'll see where you put your images on the paper if you're going to photo or copy them on your printer, because you can put a bunch of photos, you know, on your copy machine, on your printer, and close the lid and it'll copy a whole bunch of them, but you will have a line, a little, let's see. Oh, of course I don't have one. It'll have a little line, a black line. Oh, here's one. I don't know if you can see it. There's a line here, and there's a line here. That's where I had cut this image out of a Dover illustration magazine or booklet or whatever it is. You can see that little dull line. You will want to cut that completely off because it will transfer that line to your project. So you want to cut that off. If it doesn't matter, then no big deal. But you just want to cut it like that. Okay, so anyway, I've got this bird, and he does have a number. He's directly from a Dover. So I'm going to turn it over and put it here. Pick up my tool, cool it just a little bit on the side, and then remember, don't hit your finger with it because it will burn. You better have some aloe vera next to you. And you just want to press kind of hard, nice and firm. Just press down. You can take a peek, because sometimes I do not want my images to be dark and solid. I like what I call ghost prints. They're barely there. But this one turned out nice and solid. So now I can cut that. I could use it in a snippet roll. I could, well, do anything with it. And as you can see, it's completely washable. It's on there. There's no, you can't feel it. There's no film. There's no tacky, rubbery film. It's part of the fabric now. And as you can see all the detail. It's just as if it's in the image. Now, if you're doing a photograph of people, of your family, friends, whatever, you have to realize the image, your end result is going to be as good as your image, because the coloring in Dover magazines and colors like this, they really intensify the ink that they're placing on their images, so you get a nice, crisp, colorful image. Now, when you're doing photography, you don't have that. It's whatever's natural, like your green trees behind a family photo. They may be duller green. The skin tones are a little off, but if you use like the sepia or the black and white, those turn out beautifully. So just remember that when you're dealing with family photos or any type of photo of people. Now here's a piece of, I didn't even iron it. It's a piece of the heavy bridal silk, bridal satin. So I'm cooling my iron a little bit, and let's see. Let's do this little girl. And you can get a lot of copyright-free image discs on Etsy, which is what I've done the past 20 some years. And you can use them, and you can, make images and use in your products and sell them because they're copyright free. You've got to make sure that, or you can get permission, because we buy these downloads. You could say, hey, I don't want to just print it on a piece of paper. I would like to make a photo image for my project, which I'm sure is allowable, but check. Everyone is different. So I'm going to put this right in the middle, and that way I can use it for anything I want. So you just hold it with the finger and start in a corner. You can kind of see where the images are, or where the image is through the paper a little bit. But if you're scared of it, just move it back and see, and then press down hard if you want it to be a darker image. And just lift up the end. Now, sometimes, say I'm doing this and I wait a little bit, it's hard to get it up. All you have to do is reheat it, bend that edge, and then it pulls right up. I'm just not finished with it quite yet. There we go. You can just take a peek at it. I want this one somewhat dark, but not real dark. There we go. And remember, then you can go over it real fast, and you know it's hot, and you just peel it right off. And that's the image. See how light this? If I did it a little bit harder, and you can use the actual edge and, you know, really scrape it kind of, then it would have been more pink. But I think that's just fine because it's a picture of a vintage little girl, and I like that. And that is with the satin. It didn't burn because you keep the tool moving. Let's see. Oh, here's an envelope. If you're doing a tag or an envelope or something, let's put a bird. So I've got this nice bird. I'll put it sideways because it could be a tuck or something. So you just put it on there. And if you're afraid of the tool being hot, you find an edge that doesn't have anything on it, and you just crease it, make yourself a little tab, a little handle. You put it where you want it, and that's what you can use to peek. You can peek at it. So again, I'm going to press hard and peek and see where the image is. Okay, let me keep going. And like I said, if you think you have an issue and that little corner's not good, you tilt your tool and just scrape it like you're trying to scrape off a little sticker or something. And just do little circles. You can go back and forth. Little circles seem to cover the area better. That's what I found. And I've been doing this for many years. Okay. And again, go back and let it release. Let it get hot again and release. Okay, and then peel it off. And there you have your little bird. So that is it. That was quick, and hopefully you got the gist of it. You just experiment, and I think you'll enjoy this project because you can put your name and the date you made your journals on the back just by printing off a page full of words. All right, thank you. Thanks for watching.